What is going on, guys? Bruin Steel here. Welcome back to another WWE broadcast. I'm your host, Bruin Steel, and I'm joined by Canadian Yorker. And today we are recapping the Friday Night Smack. Today we are recapping the Friday Night SmackDown that took place March 21st, 2025, and it took place in Italy. And Canadian Yorker, how's it going?
Going pretty well, pretty relaxed day today. But I mean, can't complain. There's been a lot that's happened as well. But we're both. I know we're both tired, but we're both glad to be here talking to you about wrestling and bringing the news to you guys.
All right, before we start, I just want to let you guys know that I did not do the Monday Night Raw broadcast this week because I actually did a live stream of it. I live streamed with my friend Joey. So if you guys haven't checked it out, be sure to do that. And I just decided not to do a broadcast for that Monday Night Raw. Because I did a live stream, so be sure to check that out. Yeah, Canadian Yorker didn't really show up in the last couple of broadcasts, so welcome back. Um,
Thank
yeah,
you, thank you.
so
Glad to be back.
yeah, let's get started. These couple of shows have been overseas, so it's been fun to watch. Yeah, let's get started. To start off Friday Night SmackDown, we see Randy Orton making his entrance. He was about to say something until he gets interrupted by Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, he starts off with an apology, saying he was wrong for attacking Randy Orton and laying him out with a pile driver because he didn't deserve any of that. Cody Rhodes deserved what he did. Sami Zayn deserved what he did to him, but he got angry with Randy and did something that he regrets. And if anyone can relate to that, it should be Orton. He says that he can forgive Randy for taking Cody's side if he can forgive him for attacking him. And speaking of leaving things in the past, he pulled Carmella Hayes out of the ring last week to save Orton from himself because he knows he doesn't want to go back to the Randy Orton that used to kick people in the head. That's not who he is anymore. He changed and grown for the better, and that should stay in the past. They should look into the future now. What's in the future now is WrestleMania, and he thinks that they should become tag team champions at WrestleMania. They were this close a few months ago, but they let stuff get between them. So he wants to try again. The crowd is not happy about this, and he tells him off, and he asks Orton for his answer. Randy says that he should roll out of the ring, run down there, and beat his ass all over the Dan Arena. But what he said wasn't true, Green. He never heard Kevin Owens admit he's wrong, but he can take that half-hearted apology and shove it directly up his ass. Randy said he can tell himself whenever it takes to get to sleep at night, but the one thing he deserves is for Randy to kick him in the head real hard because he's gone from fight to bitch Owens bitch. He says that he shouldn't drop him on his head, and he's trying to save him from himself. Dropping him on his head was great because it's brought the voices back and they console him. They understand, and at WrestleMania, he's going to kick Owens' head off clean off the shoulders. Yeah, that's the opening segment. We're going to get Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I knew this was coming. What are your thoughts on the opening segment between Kevin and Randy?
I think it's a banger. It's definitely set in stone. This is going to be one of the more epic matches going down at WrestleMania. Randy versus Kevin Owens, and I mean, this is great to see. Randy Orton's going to get his revenge against Kevin Owens. That Kevin Owens definitely was to make amends with Randy Orton to try to get them to win the tag team championship. I mean, if Randy Orton did consider this, then and Randy Orton, because that would mean Randy Orton would have to turn heel and join Kevin Owens in order to go for the tag team titles. But that's not happening because of what has gone down with Kevin Owens, what he's done to Randy Orton, and I mean, Randy Orton right now is a face, so it doesn't really make sense for Randy Orton to just turn heel and join Kevin Owens because right now John Cena is the biggest heel right now in in right now. In my own estimation, it just this has to go forward. After I'm sure Randy is thinking to himself after seeing what happened with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, that this is definitely not over. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens have unfinished business. This is going to be exciting to see at WrestleMania.
All right, so moving on to the first match of Friday Night Smackdown, we got Damian Priest and Jimmy Uso versus Drew McIntyre and Shinsuke Nakamura. So tag team match, Damian Priest, Jimmy Uso. Who thought those two were gonna tag with each other versus Drew McIntyre and Shinsuke Nakamura? Damian Priest attacks McIntyre during his entrance and they brawl on the ramp. Nakamura gets involved. Uso off the ropes. Suicide dive wipes the heels out and he's fired up. Drew and Jimmy gets in the ring. We get a bell. McIntyre occupied with Damian and Uso lights him up with the right hands. Whipped out of the corner, Slinger splash caught, and Drew throws him with a huge belly to belly suplex. McIntyre pressing his attack, working Uso over out to the floor. Nakamura puts him to the announce table with a super kick, and Shinsuke chokes him. Uso still getting worked over. He lays Nakamura out and tags Priest in off of the ropes. Big elbow, old school press in the attack. Damian Priest hits the South of Heaven on Shinsuke Nakamura to win the match. Damian Priest and Jimmy Uso defeat Drew McIntyre and Shinsuke Nakamura by pinfall. Post match, McIntyre attacks Priest and lays him out with a Claymore, attacking him more after. So this rivalry between McIntyre and Damian has just gotten to another level. So what are your thoughts on Damian Priest and Jimmy Uso defeating Drew McIntyre and Shinsuke Nakamura?
I think I'm just kind of thinking about this from Drew McIntyre's perspective. Drew McIntyre needed this win against Damian Priest and Jey Uso because those are the two guys that he hates the most after Seth Rollins and CM Punk. So of course, Damian Priest is the guy that screwed him. Excuse me, he screwed him out of the biggest win of his career against Seth Rollins when he won the World Heavyweight Championship. No thanks to CM Punk. Um, but Drew McIntyre is definitely is it's going to be a good feud for Drew McIntyre and for Damian Priest going forward because these guys definitely can push each other further and forward than they've ever been before, and so that's going to be exciting to see. Um, for Jey Uso, it's just another win under his belt, so that's wonderful for him. It shows he's still versatile as a wrestler. Um, Here's one thing: Shinsuke Nakamura, man. Um, Shinsuke Nakamura is. I could say I just see him. He is now like a mid card level type of character. I think having Shinsuke Nakamura in there versus Jey Uso um and Damian Priest, it it almost seems like he's in title contention, but I just don't see him. He just doesn't have that star power. But he has the opportunity to push himself further than he's ever gone before. You know, um, there's just so much that Shinsuke Nakamura has that I don't think WWE is really um, pushing him forward as they need him to be uh, going forward. So that's all I have to say about that.
All right, so moving on to the next match, we got a WWE United States Championship number one contender match. We got Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu. Winner faces LA Knight for the United States Championship. Circling, Strowman charges into the corner. Body blows and a big headbutt exploding out of the corner, but Fatu sidesteps and works him over with a shoulder block, kicks and a headbutt in the corner. Big back body drop from Braun. A clothesline sends Jacob to the floor. Out after throwing the Samoan werewolf back inside as a sing-along chant. Sounds like in Italian. Fatu breaks, bails to the floor. Braun goes out after, but Jacob passes him over. Denounce death. Fatu with a super kick and a Samoan drop cover for two. Odi to Rikishi connects, fired up, but Strowman wings him with a freight train charge, and both men end up down and out. Right hand from the monster taking Jacob off from his feet, but big shoving blow puts him on the mat. Strowman throws him over the announce desk, gasping for air, throwing the werewolf back inside, duck a lateral, big spinning spinebuster, and Braun is in. Tamatonga gets on the apron. Strowman bites him into the ring, so Hoka arrives and cuts him off. Braun Strowman defeats Jacob Fatu by disqualification, becoming the number one contender for the United States Championship. Post match, Fatu is upset for a minute, but soon enough joins the beatdown. Braun recovers, Fatu lays him out. LA Knight is here for the save. Knight and Strowman beats the odds and sent to heel packing. Braun remembers that he's the number one contender now. They have a quick stare down. So wow, we're gonna get Braun Strowman versus LA Knight for the United States Championship. This might be LA Knight's biggest test so far. I think it's going to be a challenge since Braun is a huge dude. And obviously, this just going to give more tensions between Jacob Fatu and Solo. Solo costing Jacob Fatu U.S. title match. And Jacob Fatu is fuming with anger. And you saw that in the backstage segment. So Solo, you're just screwing up right now. So what are your thoughts on Braun Strowman defeating Jacob Fatu by disqualification to become the number one contender to the United States Championship?
I mean, I can say this: Jacob Fatu doesn't really need Solo's help to if he's in a one-on-one situation. If he's in a singles match, Jacob Fatu can handle Braun Strowman on his own, even though he lost to Braun Strowman in this round. Jacob Fatu has the. I mean, we know who Jacob Fatu is. He is the one of the most electrifying, athletic, big Samoan dudes that can do just backflips off the top of the ring like it's nobody's business, and then squash them. I mean, the man can wrestle. He can wrestle. And Solo is just hindering Jacob Fatu from being able to achieve what he wants to achieve. And I definitely think I agree with you. Jacob Fatu and Solo are going to have this tension building up. I definitely see Jacob Fatu's turning on Solo in the future, and they're going to be the bloodline will be the new bloodline will be reorganizing itself in some way, shape, or form into something else entirely. Um, so the Jacob Fatu, gets loses unfortunately due to Solo Sikoa's interference. Um, the other thing I want to mention about Braun Strowman will be a big test for LA Knight. But at the same time, I believe LA Knight. Um, I think LA Knight would definitely put up a fight against Braun Strowman, and he's not going to go. He's going to go down swinging against Braun Strowman, and it's not going to be it's going to be a win. We don't know what the outcome will be, but it will be a very interesting outcome to see who's going to be the champion coming out of that United States uh, Championship match. Um, that's what I think uh, is going to occur between those two matches in that in that area.
All right, so moving on to the next match, we got a one-on-one match. We got Pimper Nivens versus Selena Vega. Selena Vega ducking and dodging, rolling away from a senton, landing a kick. Satellite turret puts Nivens into the corner. Front kick. Yoshi tonic denied. Pimper with a wrist control, short arm shoulder block, stomps in the corner. Mounted punches in the corner. Kick from the apron. Nivens takes control. Nivens has a sleeper hold locked in. Vega slips away. Schoolboy for two. Selena pulling together the crowd behind her. Up top, diving match was so close. Vega gets her on her second off the rope satellite DDT connect. Niven kicks out. Chelsea Green on the apron to run interference. Of course, that bitch always does. Selena knocks her down, but Tiger Fin kick on Pimper. Kick feds Elba fire off, but Nivens comes the ropes hard. Pimper Nivens defeats Selena Vega by pitfall because how is this even fair? Like that's just what it is. It's like Selena Vega has no help. It's not even a one on one match at this point. Like it's the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's the same shit. Interference after interference. Chelsea Green's in the match. She always needs fucking help with with the help of Pimper Nivens. Pimper Nivens in the match. Yeah, elbow fire. And that bitch, she comes into that. It's Selena Vega deserves better. And like, there's literally there's like, it's not even a one on one match at this point, and it's just stupid. What's your thoughts on this match?
I agree. I definitely think Serena Vega has it in the champ in it herself to be the next champion. To me, she would make a wonderful United States champion,
Yeah,
and
she
it would be
would.
great to see.
But she's not gonna win. If
Yep.
they ever fucking do Selena Vega and Chelsea Green for the US title, Chelsea's just gonna retain. There's nothing to talk about. Because it's just gonna fucking be interference after interference. Like, what's the point? I mean, I love to see Selena Vega beat Chelsea, but she has no chance whatsoever because of fucking Chelsea Green's stupid bitch squad.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I just think, it would take Michin, it would take Zelina Vega teaming up, it would take her and someone else that's disgruntled with Chelsea Green being the champion. I mean, what if I have heard, as you said, Piper Niven's defeated Chelsea Green. If Piper Nivens, I know you've mentioned this before, if Piper Nivens actually challenges, and we see in this breakup between Chelsea Green and Piper Nivens, we're seeing this cracks starting to form between both of them, and because Albert Fire is there, and Albert Fire is trying to get, it's like the situation with with um, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair with happening. So now, no, Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax. So Tiffany is leaving Nia Jax. Well, Piper Niven's probably may challenge Chelsea Green for the championship because she's her closest ally, and she is always there to help her. But I can see Piper Nivens getting disgruntled because she had the opportunity to win a championship, but she lost thanks to Chelsea Green's interference, and she when she challenged Bailey for the championship in Scotland, and she lost. So I could see Piper Nivens coming and challenging Chelsea Green for the United States Championship, and maybe she might win, maybe she might lose, but we'll have to see what will happen with Piper Nivens. What's going to be the next step for Piper, and definitely Selena Vega, man. She needs a push. It just can't be the same old stuff happening over and over again. Selena Vega needs Zelina Vega is a really wonderful wrestler. So she's a scrappy fighter. I mean, if Io Sky, we have seen. I mean, look at the contrast with Zelina Vega and Io Sky. Io Sky is now a Grand Slam champion. She is a tag team champion. She was a WWE Women's Champion. She was WWE World Heavyweight Champion on both Raw and SmackDown. She is. I mean, look at the success that Sky has with. I know I'm comparing wrestlers. I don't like to compare people, but I'm just comparing the resumes. Look at what Sky has accomplished. Selena Vega, if Sky can do it, Selena Vega can accomplish greatness just as Sky has done. I would love to see that happen. Selena Vega needs a title shot. That has to happen.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So. Moving on to the number. Excuse me. Moving on to the next match, we got a one-on-one match. We got Jade Cargill versus Liv Morgan in a one-on-one match. Jade Cargill in control early, throwing Morgan around, flexing on the apron. Liv cuts her off with a kick, goes right for a pavilion, blocks stuck to Ezra. Morgan sidesteps a pump kick. Jade blocks a codebreaker and follows with a fallaway slam and kip up. Liv runs away up the ramp. Cargill goes after her and drag her back to the ring. Pretty much Liv being a coward. Raquel Rodriguez runs interference like always. Of course, Liv in control. Morgan has a reverse chin lock applied. Cargill fights to her feet, throwing elbow, but Liv takes her back down with a hold still on. Morgan shifts gears. Three amigos connect. Oblivion countered. Jade falls her back. Kicks elbow in the corner, big spinning spinebuster. And we knew this was going to happen. I called it. Naomi appears on the apron. Cargill distracted, but she counters Oblivion to a backbreaker anyway, drawing Naomi up on the apron. Naomi clocks her with one of the tag team belts, and Jade is out cold. Liv takes the advantage. Liv Morgan hitting Oblivion thanks to the Naomi distraction. Liv Morgan giving Jade Cargill her first loss since her WWE debut. So that's insane. Liv Morgan, well, in the singles match, Liv Morgan defeating Jade Cargill by pinfall, and just that. The number of games got to them. Raquel Rodriguez, Naomi. It's just Jade Cargill couldn't stand all this interference, and that cost her. Post match, we see heel Naomi for the first time attack Jade Cargill and lay her out with an inverted surfboard stomp. Heat Seeker follows it up. She blasts Jade off the apron and into the announce desk. So, heel Naomi is here, everyone. So yeah, Liv Morgan defeats Jade Cargill, giving Jade Cargill's first singles loss. So that's just crazy. So what are your thoughts on Liv Morgan defeating Jade Cargill?
Liv Morgan, I know Liv Morgan cannot beat Jade Cargill by herself. She needs help to beat Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill is tough for her, and I could see like uh, what's her name? Liv Morgan struggled a lot against Jade Cargill in this match. I mean, Jade Cargill was more athletic, and she's younger than Liv Morgan. Um, so Jade Cargill had definitely had an advantage, and she was quite intimidating. She was intimidating to Raquel Rodriguez. I know Raquel was there, but Raquel was there just to show support. She wasn't really involved that much in the match against Jade Cargill, and I thought she would have more of a presence in the match, but she wasn't very present as much as she thought she was. Um, but as much as I like Raquel, but Raquel was just not into getting involved in the match too much. But thanks to Naomi's distraction, Liv Morgan was able to capitalize, and that is exactly what she does. She is a very opportunistic um, wrestler, so she takes advantage of the opportunities and capitalizes on those opportunities to get the wins. So unfortunately for Jade Cargill, because she lost the match, she was not completely 100% healthy. And Naomi took advantage of that, and Naomi just made Jade Cargill pay for what she has done to her over the past couple of weeks, where Jade Cargill attacked her in the Elimination Chamber and took her out, and then attacked her the week later after Elimination Chamber, after she had that talk with Bianca Belair. I mean, Jade Cargill has been on a tear against Naomi, but now this was Naomi's chance to respond. I mean, we're going to see this feud between Naomi and Jade Cargill is not over. Obviously, there's definitely a lot that has to be more that has to be said, and we're going to see the 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 match of Jade Cargill versus Naomi at WrestleMania. So let's get that done.
All right. Moving on, we got the Street Profits making their entrance to Thunderous You Deserve a Chance. If you guys don't know, last week the Street Profits defeat DIY to become your new tag team champs. So DIY losing their titles last week, and the Street Profits are finally, for the first time in 4 years, are the tag team champions. Angelo Dawkins adds that it's about damn time, and for the past 4 years, the doubt has been creeping in, but holding the titles makes it all worth it. Ford says through the peaks and values, highs and lows, he learned he can always count on Dawkins, and they shake hands in an embrace. They get interrupted by Ligano del Phasma. Santos Escobar speaks a little Italian for the crowd before switching to English to agree that the Profits finally getting the title back is a beautiful moment, but too bad it's going to end abruptly at the hands of Logasors. They get interrupted by Pretty Deadly. Kit Wilson says Santos can run his mouth all day, but he's forgotten that they're the number one contenders. Empton Prince says Ligonos needs to step aside, but Escobar refuses and complains about the Profits believing their pathetic growth streak and says it's personal since the Profits didn't apologize to him. He tells Pretty Deadly to stay out of it and thus unleash a torment of woes at him before letting Pretty Deadly have their title shot, but Los Gatos look feisty, look like they want to fight tonight here and almost into Liddy, so they want to get local with them tonight and they want to smoke. So yeah, you missed Friday Night SmackDown last week broadcast. What are your just a quick Canadian Yorker? What's your thoughts on the Street Profits becoming tag team champions for the first time in 4 years?
Wow, finally the long wait is over. It is over, over, over. The Street Profits are finally champions. It feels like 4 years feels like a long time. They have fought and fought and fought like hell to get themselves back to the top, and now they're finally at the top. and that's great. That is wonderful to see. Um, the other thing I want to say, this. It took them 4 years, a long time to become champions. I mean, Bianca Belair and that obviously accomplished a lot more than what the Street Profits has accomplished in 4 years. But I mean, Street Profits could have just gone on the singles runs and become different champions at the individual levels. But they stuck it out. Now they have to reap the rewards of what they have accomplished, and that's great for them. But the other thing is that uh, you got DIY, Pretty Deadly coming out. They haven't been as active, but now they are active, and DIY is there. I know DIY have they won the championship the first time, then they lost it to Motor City Machine Guns, then they won it again. So they have been champions twice already, and they have accomplished a lot as champions. So if they win it again, hey, that's good for them. But it's good to see these other teams get these shots. Pretty Deadly. I haven't really seen much from Pretty Deadly. I want to see what Pretty Deadly is going to do next going forward, and see what they're going to do. What's the plan with them? Um, so yeah, there's that, and Legado del Fantasma. Where in the world have they been? Where have they been? We haven't seen much of them in action. They were just like shown to be the promised ones, coming into SmackDown. But where in the world have they been? It's good to see them back, and they gotta get some titles under their belt, so they gotta have some build their credibility. So let's see them do that. I mean, let's go.
Yeah. I do want to mention that Lopez is no longer with Logaslas as Electra. Lopez used to be with Santos, Angel, and Herberto. It was announced that Electra Lopez has been released by WWE. So, condolence to Lopez in her future endeavors. Um, so yeah, so yeah, talking about the next match, we got a tag team match. We got the Street Profits, Angela Dawkins and Montez Ford, taking on Lo Gasla, Angel Gasla, and Roberto Carrillo. Ford with a rolling Thunder Splash on Garla. Cover for two. Angel turns the ties, pants off. He throws them in Dawkins' face and kicks Montez in the mush, working Ford over. Angela with a hot tag. Excuse me. Excuse me. Lighting Carrillo up, spinning Stinger, splash into a whip reverse, leapfrog, Santos Escobar low bridges him to the floor. Roberto with the dive, Logasmo fired up. Angel has kneeling out hooks locked in. Dawkins breaks free elbow off the ropes and Ezra. Angela throwing elbows, cut off leg trap. Gora special attack to Carrillo. Gasla special for two. Ford tags in and cleans house off the rope. Big lateral takes Roberto's head off. Charging in, back body drop to the apron. Liz with a huge elbow up top. No, big spinning spine buster. Back on top, Logasmo with him. FTY countered when Ford lands on his feet. Logasmo shocks him, begging off. He charges in. Dawkins come in to help Montez up on Carrillo as Garla hangs up by the leg on the top rope. Suplex for two. Angela and the big spinebuster connects. Back body drop. Make sure that Garla is on the floor. Santos up on the apron, looking like the cover to a romance novel. And Dawkins dropping big man top. Kunagriff with a tag on the way. Montez on top. Frog splash from Montez for on Angela. Garla. The Street Profits defeat Los Gallos by pinfall. So, what are your thoughts on the Street Profits defeating Los Gasla?
Yeah, it's great. The Street Profits get their first title defense against Legado
It
del
wasn't a title
Fantasma.
defense. It was just a regular
Oh, sorry,
tag
they get
team.
their first win, not their title defense. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Against, I mean, this is good. This is good momentum for the Street Profits. Um, Honestly, it's unfortunate that the Legado lost, but they have much to work with going forward that they can improve upon. As for Street Profits, it's a great win for them. They don't have to defend their titles and win or lose it, but they get the chance to hold on to it and enjoy. the life, continue the work as the tag team champions. And so, it's good to see that they got the win. I'm happy for them. So let's go, Street Profits.
All right. Moving on, we got the final segment. We got Roman Reigns making his entrance, flanked by his wise man Paul Heyman. He positively explodes with the big balluna. Before telling them to acknowledge him, he says that at the Royal Rumble, CM Punk screwed him, so he screwed CM Punk at MSG. But that's not all because of the Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins tried to kill him, but it's okay because in return to favor last week, he says he's taking his time tonight, and if anyone wants to come out and confront their tribal chief, please let him know. He gets interrupted by Seth Rollins. He lets the crowd sing his song for a few bars before telling Reigns that he messed up and he doesn't understand how dangerous CM Punk is to the future of this company, and he should have let him finish him when he had the chance. But he gets it. He's not him about him. It's never been about him. It's about the two of them, as it always been. They came in together. There's no Roman without Seth, and vice versa, and they cannot coexist in the same space at the same time. This story of Roman and Seth has a lot of pages written, and he thinks it's time to add another chapter. They get interrupted by CM Punk. He winks at Paul Heyman from the apron and gets on the mic, perching himself on the turnbuckle, saying his right hand isn't taped up to hold a microwave, and he got some facts. Neither Big Chief nor Grimace have ever beaten him without the other one's help because they can't. He didn't screw Roman because it's every man for himself at the Royal Rumble, and his wife man should have clued him into that. And he wouldn't have made it to the Royal Rumble if he hasn't saved his family's ass in War Games. And he reminds Paul that he owes a favor. But before he gets into it, he thanks Paul for delivering his trouble chief on a silver platter tonight. Roman turns to look at Heyman confused, and Punk jumps him. They roll around the mat briefly. Seth joins the fray and brawls with Punk. Roman takes him off of CN and throws him into the turnbuckles. Rollins returns the fray. The referee desperately trying to calm things, but the brawl will not be stopped. Finally, referees and road agents arrive to break it up. Punk is standing on the announcing table and Rollins dives on him. Drop kick off the apron. The pull apart continues. We're getting that triple threat, guys. What are your thoughts on that ending segment with Roman, Seth, and CM Punk?
Yeah. So CM Punk and Seth Rollins and Roman, we know that this is going to be going down at WrestleMania. And I watched the segment and I saw CM Punk saying that, I think CM Punk might be calling in that favor from Paul Heyman to get to do what he wants to do, something at WrestleMania. He might be doing that, thanks to that favor from Paul Heyman. And for Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, they have no love lost between these guys. So Seth Rollins has to contend with. I'm just kind of looking at it from Seth Rollins' perspective. Seth Rollins has to deal with CM Punk and Roman Reigns in the same ring, and this is going to be a crazy experiment going forward. There's just so many things that are going on in the match. So Seth Rollins probably will want to get the win against CM Punk and Roman. So I mean, this is kind of interesting with all three of these guys together. Are we going to see a triple threat match or some sort of special match going on? No holds barred or I quit. Is there going to be some sort of match like that
All we
going
know is
on?
gonna be no. All we know is gonna be no disqualification because triple threats have that no disqualification rule.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a crazy good match for
Same with
all three.
yeah. Same with Io Sky versus Bianca versus Rhea. That's also gonna be no disqualification because it's a triple threat match. There's no rules, so who knows what those three women are gonna do to each other.
Yep, that's true. Who knows what's going to happen?
All right, so that would do it for Friday Night SmackDown. Thank you guys for watching, and let's go to our grading. I absolutely love the show, so I'm giving it a plain A.
I'm giving it a plain A as well.
All right, so that would do it, guys. Thank you guys for watching Friday Night SmackDown. Once again, I did not do the Monday Night Raw broadcast for this past week because I actually live streamed it, so I'm not going to be doing one this week. If you're wondering where the Monday Night Raw broadcast is, I mean, we were going to do it, but I was fucking super tired. But anyways, that would do it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe. Check out Canadian Yorker's YouTube channel. Link will be in the description, as well as our wrestling channel, which is WWE Wrestling Bros. Link will also be in the description of this video as well. But my name is Bruin Still. This is Canadian Yorker, and we are out. And we'll see you guys in the next broadcast. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your night. See you guys later.
Peace out.